Green light. Green light. Welcome everyone to this Memorial Day weekend service. And it's the last service of our worship season. So it's the kickoff to summer, which in fact has inspired some of what we're doing today, thinking about how much those of us who love nature will now have unfettered access to nature without a pesky service on Sunday to distract. So, as you are welcome here. Visitor, friend, or longtime member. Your sneezes are also welcome here. With little children, or your partner, or alone, we joyfully welcome you here. You are welcome here as believer or doubter, as joiner or loner. You are welcome here. Feeling a part of us or not, full of energy or not, seeking a vision or a rest. You are welcome to join us as you are. We acknowledge that we are in the Aboriginal territories of the Salish, Nez Perce, Blackfoot, and Anishinaabe people who shared the Helena Valley as hunting grounds. The indigenous story of the Helena Valley began long before the arrival of Europeans. We honor those who walked here before us. We honor the path they have shown us in caring for this place for generations to come. We strive for justice and fair relations with their descendants. Now we'll light the chalice. Karen will help me. And please sing, stay together. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Our first hymn is a song by Nancy Schimmel, a dear friend from California, a prolific songwriter. This is Your Ground in the Open Your Heart Songbook, page 36.
Like a magnet attracts a pin, the earth attracts us and holds us in. We won't fly off to Venus and Mars, even though we're shooting stars. Lie on the grass and breathe the air. Feel the force that holds you there, you shining star, you soaring song. This is your ground, here you belong. The days fly by when you're living large,
when you're thinking deep and taking charge.
no matter how high you leap and spin, the planet reels you in. Lie on the grass and breathe the air. Feel the force that holds you there, you shining star. the fish that swim,
and the birds that fly,
the mole in the ground,
and you and I.
the law of gravity holds the dove, but we could call it love. Lie on the grass and breathe the air. Feel the force that holds you there. You shining star, you soaring song. This is your ground. Here you belong.
Through days' confusion and nights' alarms, we're held in the planet's leafy arms.
When I'm too far to reach your hand, you've got a place to stand. Lie on the grass and breathe the air. Feel the force that holds you there. You shining star, you soaring song. This is your ground. Here you belong. You shining star, you soaring song. This is your ground. Here you belong.
This is our time for joys and concerns. There is a time later in the service after the recording is done when we can share private joys and concerns. So here we go. Cass is going to carry the mic around.
I think I can express this for both Katie and me, that yesterday we went on a birding trip with Bob Martinka and
Stephen
Turner, and we saw many wonderful birds, but the most exciting thing was to see thick-billed longspurs on display. They warble, and then they dive. It doesn't get any better than that. First of lifetimes.
My firstborn child turned 10 years old this week. It probably seems really young to a lot of people here still, but it feels kind of like a new chapter a little bit, but 10 years of being a mom.
All right, now is the time for the offering. And
Did we ask, did we recruit people for the offering, or do we have volunteers to take the plates out? All right, Harrison, we've got one. Mara, here we go.
Thanks, Cheryl. That was really beautiful. What was, oh, you're gonna, Judy.
Sorry, I was thinking about the next song. That was such a great song you were playing. No one knows. Sure. But first we're going to do thank you for your money. Thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember us who love you well. We know the gifts you bring into the world each day. So thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day.
And now, we're going to read Denise Levertov reading. It is not a responsive reading, but we could read it all together. Page 525 in the Singing the Living Tradition. Ready? This is titled Web. Intricate and untraceable, weaving and interweaving, dark strand with light, designed beyond all spiderly contrivance to link, not to entrap. Elation, grief, joy, contrition, entwined, shaking, changing, forever forming, transforming, all praise to the great web. I lost my program, but I think it's Story for All Ages. project, the children are not invited to the front. Instead, they get to sit where they are and see the story unfold above the altar. Ooh. And then, following the story, this is actually a song, and Judy Fiel is going to perform it. And I think I'll give a little on-ramp as long as I'm standing here. Judy and I, particularly Judy, like that, have a friend who lives in Bellingham, Washington, named Janet Peterson. And she and her female partner were raising Janet's son, Aaron. I don't know how old he was, 8 or 9. But he felt different because he had 2 moms. And he felt a little out of it. And this was quite a while ago. He's probably 40 by now. Yeah. So Janet Peterson knew this guy, Fred Small, who's kind of famous in the UU. He's the East Coast greenest vicar on the planet. He's a very lively social activist. He's probably in his 80s by now. And he's a singer-songwriter. Judy thinks he's younger than that. Or do you think older? Okay, 70s. So he's toured a lot as a singer-songwriter, and he's also performed in churches as the pastor for a long time, and one of the leading social justice guys on the East Coast. So he went ahead and took up her challenge and wrote a song for her son. And this Everything Possible is it. So we'll have the little picture show, and then we'll hear the music and lyrics that he wrote. Everything Possible is a song written by Fred Small, and these illustrations are by a woman named Allison Brown. We have cleared off the table, the leftovers saved, washed the dishes and put them away. I've told you a story and tucked you in tight at the end of your knockabout day. As the moon sets its sails to carry you to sleep over the midnight sea, I will sing you a song no one sang to me. May it keep you good company. You can be anybody you want to be. You can love whoever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one special one. And the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done. Some children grow up strong and bold, while some are quiet and kind. Some race on ahead, some take it slow. Some go in their own way and time. Some women love women, some men love men. Some leave every label behind. You can dream all the day, never reaching the end of everything possible you'll find. Don't be rattled by names, by taunts, by games, but seek out spirits true. If you give your friends the best part of yourself, they will give the same back to you. You can be anybody you want to be. You can love whoever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one special one, and the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done. So, Judy.
Thanks. We have cleared off the table, leftovers saved, washed the dishes and put them away. I've told you a story. We're not watching it up there, are we? Let's just shut that off if you don't mind. It's an annoyance for a performer to be upstaged. Thank you. It's okay. Just turn it off. There we go. I just like to have people here, and this is such a great song. Fred Small's a wonderful writer. We have cleared off the table, leftovers saved, washed the dishes and put them away. I've told you a story and tucked you in tight at the end of your knockabout day. As the moon sets its sail to carry you to sleep over the midnight sea, I will sing you a song no one sang to me. May it keep you good company. You can be anybody you want to be. You can love whoever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one, special one. But the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done. There are girls who grow up strong and bold. There are boys quiet and kind. Some race on ahead, some follow behind. Some go in their own way and time. Some women love women, some men love men. Some raise children, some never do. You can dream all the day, never reaching the end of everything possible for you. You can be anybody you want to be. You can be anybody you want to be. You can love whoever you will. You can travel any country. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one, special one, but the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done. Don't be rattled by names, by taunts and games, but seek out spirits true. If you give your friends the best part of yourself, they'll give the same back can love whoever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know I will love you still. You can live by yourself, you can gather friends around, you can choose one, special one, but the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done.
Well, I guess it's time to sing the children out. As you journey, may you know, peace and love go with you, peace and go with you, learn and grow, learn and grow. And now we have a reading by Karen, a poem she wrote, Death Aloud. I heard this for the first time a few days ago. I was kind of gobsmacked. It made me cry. It's got a lot of content. Okay. I wondered why that wobbled so bad when I plopped down on it. I'm sorry about that. It was too cold last winter. The trunk's protecting wrap too late. A last hope. Hope for life in there somewhere. But it remains still and black, even surrounded by muddy waters of spring and joyful proclamations of green, reaching for the love of the sun, photosynthesizing,
as if winter had never been, as if there were no tomorrow, as if there was no death in their place. Its bare branches hold bird feeders, memorializing our hope, and the birds oblige. We may not take down this tree this year, or maybe not even next year, because we like to think we let be all the things in our yard as they are. Let them be. Which is contrary to normal backyard thought that life's appearance has no room for death. But in our lawn, we allow dandelions and raspberries. Beans are allowed to live tall with the corn, and wild sweet peas are allowed to shout their purple all over the tomatoes. So what does it matter that death is allowed to scream black silence to its surrounding cacophony of green? That death is allowed to dress up as winter in summer's place. But the neighbors might talk, and we might listen. Away in the wild woods, still allowed on earth, a fellow gray skeleton surrounded by clamorous green leans ever lower over its creek, who is busy rotting the roots of the one it once fed. Stripped naked and going down fast, gray skeleton tree screams its history in one frozen frame to any who might listen. Its tale ends with death's victory, allowed. Not only allowed, but vital, because the rot of death feeds. Yes, it loves the seed fallen and born. I'll not cross nature's will, but since neighbors may frown on rotting death, I will play God with the compost pile, to which the crabapple tree will surrender. And look, barely escaped from the lawnmower's knife, a new tree grows, fed by the rot of weed clippings, and then life is born new in our backyard. But to see life with unfettered love, go to the woods where death is freely allowed. Thank you for letting me speak today. Oh, yes. Again, Judy, I apologize. I should just memorize the order of service.
Good luck with that. So this song can be sung as an echo, so feel free to sing each line once or twice or in an answer or whatever you prefer. Start with an A7 sus chord. See the mighty tree, see the mighty stand, see the mighty bow down to the land.
quiet stand. See your gentle bows grace the land. See the treetops rise, though branches fall, and the birds in flight, they see it all. See the mighty trees,
See the mighty trees.
see the mighty stand,
See the mighty stand.
see the mighty bow down
Mighty bow down
to the land.
to the land.
See the mountains rise while the empires fall.
While the empires fall.
See the people through
See the people through.
to love it all.
Love it all.
Listen to the trees. They simply stand. They're holding now to the land. Listen to them grow. Hear the way they fall, and the wind it blows through us all. See the mighty trees,
See the mighty trees.
see the mighty stand,
See the mighty stand.
see the mighty bow down
Mighty bow down
to the land.
to the land.
See the mountains rise while the empires fall.
Empires fall.
See the people through
See the people through.
to love it all.
Love it all.
We can touch the trees and know the way they stand. We can feel their power in our hands. Oh, the trees can rise up within us all. Listen now, hear them call, and the trees touch us, and the way we stand. They hold the power of the land. Let us rise up to the call. The trees and the people, we can love them all.
Thank you, Judy. And Mackenzie. Yes. All right. Now I can say thank you for letting me speak, and I appreciate your forbearance of how I thought I was organized, but anyway, my name is Karen McLean. This coming summer, many of us will likely spend time in a natural environment. It's important. 40-some years ago, I would go backpacking in the mountains for days, even weeks at a time. Being in that environment felt more important than anything else to me. Wilderness time was healing for me, surrounded by life forms that got to be exactly who they were. With no pretense, no worry about why they didn't fit in with the hot trends of the moment. Looking back, I've come to understand manifestation of one's true nature, that is, getting to be who I am as is, getting to freely change into who I am becoming, grounds me in my life's overall purpose. As in nature, every Indian paintbrush flower, every juniper shrub, ponderosa pine, squirrel, mosquito, spider, gets to be who it is, as is. These organisms surrounding us in a natural environment, they can manifest their true nature, as we can. We can be who we are. As we are, we get to fulfill our potential, to freely change into who we are becoming. Here at BSUU, we strive for that unconditional acceptance of ourselves and each other. As you are welcome here as believer, doubter, joiner, loner. Accepted as I am, seen as having worth and dignity, somehow magically allows me to freely explore my full potential. Affirming and promoting worth and dignity sparks genuine connection. Connection engenders complexity. In the woods, a tree doesn't manifest its true nature all by itself. It has connections everywhere. Trees build a wood-wide web nervous system, a collective brain, if you will, under the ground by roots connecting to roots, interconnected by mycorrhizal fungi. Through this system, trees talk to each other and exchange nutrients, water, carbon, enzymes, even messages. For example, a certain insect is doing damage to one tree. That tree sends out an all-points alarm to surrounding trees, causing them to generate scents or sap or whatever it takes to repel that insect. I've learned about this process from Peter Voloben's book, The Hidden Life of Trees, and then later, Suzanne Simard's work, Finding the Mother Tree. And there are other multiple resources. It's all about survival. But calling it survival of the fittest is an oversimplification. We're talking about a complex ecosystem. We're all in this together with symbiotic collaborative connections and antagonistic oppositional connections, like coyotes and rabbits. Guess who has more babies? Opposing forces achieve balance. As said by Karen Armstrong in her book, Sacred Nature, yin and yang are the two opposing elements in Qi. You may recall Sarah Bond telling us about Qi, an indescribable concept, so for lack of words, our culture calls it the Force. With yin and yang, balance can be achieved in the natural world. However, with humanity on this planet right now, it is becoming increasingly evident that our Qi, our sense of the Force, is off balance, especially in our civilized culture. We know little about the intelligent processes of plants and animals. However, I believe this web of life around us knows about us intelligently. We get glimpses. I have two true stories. Cleve Baxter made his name as a leading lie detector expert. He refined the polygraph test using electrode plates on human skin to ferret out a lie, measuring nervous system stress from electrical resistance. In his CIA office in February 1966, he placed his electrodes on a Dracaena plant to find out how long it takes water to travel to the leaf, thinking the new water in the leaf would show in the electrical resistance. It didn't. He wondered what would stimulate the Dracaena plant to send an electrical signal. He thought about lighting a match under one of its leaves. At the very instant of his mere thought of doing harm, the polygraph's recording pen swung to the top of the chart. This tangential discovery led to other related experiments with other plants. It became increasingly evident that living organisms read and respond to human thought. I got this story from Lynn McTaggart's book, The Intention Experiment, published in 2007. I walked into our backyard hearing Ken tell me that our cat Pippin had been torturing a wounded mouse for a good while. I told Pippin to stop, making a picture in my head of how torture must feel, and then I asked him to end the mouse's misery, kill it and eat it. Within 5 seconds of my saying that, he killed and ate the mouse. We told our 2 cats they can eat rodents, but no birds. They kill and eat many times the mice and voles over birds. As for birds, they do forget. It's a cat's nature. We've seen 2 killed birds so far this spring, and now we remind them every single time they go outside. Our bigger tabby cat, George, knows if he nails any more birds, he's in mortal danger because Ken said so. So far, so good. For trees, survival is a science of intelligent mutuality. For example, spruces are generally not drought tolerant. In a dry period, a smart mother tree spruce, that's a larger spruce that has a larger expanse with their roots, will send carbon and nutrients to a drought-tolerant ponderosa stand over the young spruces in the area, serving the greater common good of the forest. Imagine how our world would be if we made connections for the greater common good. What does it take to make connections bringing us to growth, needed change toward manifestation of our true selves? In the Christian New Testament, Luke 17, verse 21, Jesus is remembered as saying, "The kingdom of God is not visible. It's not here or over there. The kingdom of God is within you." Reading that made me feel all kinds of happy because I'm a hermit by nature, badly wanting to tap into this spirituality, sourced inside of just me, as he said, within you. Years later, I ran into the more authentic Aramaic translation of the passage. Jesus really meant the kingdom of God is among us in our connections. For a self-made recluse like me, that was a real bummer. Despite all this talk about the self, it's not about me. Manifesting my true nature is not about me. Manifesting my true nature is about us. All life on this planet, all energy forms in the universe inextricably connecting. This pulsating web of interconnection is constantly, repeatedly birthing, co-creating, changing, dying. Yes, dying. Death is a required part of life. I was going to lighten up on this, but I can't. Death's sharp edge cuts into our co-created reality. Death crushes our vain wish for immortality, instantly reshaping all of it. The interconnected web has this vacuous wound with death. In that instant, there is nothing for it. Then the powers in the universe kick in, grieving, healing, transforming unseen energies. There is no loss of energy, just change in energy's form. Death plays an important part in metamorphosis. What is that? Metamorphosis is transformation from one form to another. Tadpoles turn into frogs, dragonflies, grasshoppers do it. I am most fascinated by the butterfly. The baby emerges from its egg and starts eating, devouring everything in its path. It becomes this very pudgy caterpillar. At a certain point, it builds around itself a chrysalis, a protective, tough outer skin. Inside that chrysalis, metamorphosis happens. The old caterpillar cells get tired and start to die. What comes awake are the imaginal cells. Their job is to become the butterfly. These imaginal cells are a completely different genome, new DNA. They were hiding inside that caterpillar, waiting for their time. These imaginal butterfly cells have to contend with the die-hard old caterpillar's immune system response. They resist that immune response, stay alive, and grow by linking together. Nourished by the dead caterpillar cells, they build the butterfly, divide, multiply. Each group makes their own part of the butterfly, eventually all coming together. In the final step, the butterfly becomes strong from the struggle required to break out of its chrysalis. For me, metamorphosis of the butterfly is an ideal metaphor for humanity's path forward. Moving into the sixth principle, world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Transforming into life that is sustainable, balanced, and living in harmony with our natural environment. I like to call them imaginal cell humans. Key for imaginal cell humans is this: they must honor all life, serving with a sense of humility, mutuality. Doing so requires getting past the old absorption with self, moving past the old ego, the good old days way of hanging on to who we remember we were, who we think we are, who we think we have to be, who we think everybody else has to be. Being all about me, all about just us humans. That perspective won't help anymore. Inherent in our fundamental human nature is a moral code. Tuning into that moral code, we can care for all life forms, see inherent worth and dignity, serve with justice, equity, compassion. Connection is the other essential key for imaginal cell humans. Yes, we still follow our own path. Nevertheless, we remain interconnected, talking, listening, learning together, working in action together, and at our own pace, learning in our own best ways, yet all in this together. Yes, we can. We can earn our rightful place, our small part in this interdependent web of all existence, for which we hold the deepest respect. Blessed be. Reflection time. I'm sorry, this is the silent meditation time. time for reflections. All right. Seeing as how they're, oh, we have one, okay.
Best darn sermon I've ever heard.
Seeing as how there's no more reflections, we're going to sing the hymn Happy and Good. It's out of our Heart Hymnal, page 33. This is written by Betsy Rose and sung by Judy Fiel and Mackenzie.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. It'll be good. Let's play it in G.
So at the end of this, if you feel like you need to dance, that's exactly what you should do. Happy and good are the days we spend on earth, blessed by love and mirth. Who can complain as we work with our hearts and our hands to shape the earth into a garden again? But why do we suffer and
Please join me in extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. So, this is a time for announcements. I'll just point out on the back of your program that we are getting our Camp Miminogish underway, and we'll start the registration in the next week or so. We'll send everybody a message that it's time to sign up and to make a deposit to hold your place. So, has anyone got any other announcements? What about the potluck? Yes. Ken?
There was something, I think, in Friday's announcements about, please bring the microphone. Plymouth Church,
You wait till you get the microphone.
yeah, thank you. I can hear me, right? Plymouth Church is having a special work party after their Sunday service this coming Sunday. Since we don't have a Sunday service and we may be available, I wanted to let you know that it's a work party to help with the grounds around the church. They're asking if anyone's interested to come at 11:15 next Sunday and join their crew. They're going to be doing a little work on the lawns and flower beds, just some real basic outdoor maintenance. You might remember that Plymouth had to make a tough decision to not have a regular groundskeeper this year as well as regular janitorial service. So if you are free and want to help spruce up the environment that we all use here, please join us 11:15 next Sunday outside.
Is anyone else? Yes, Mackenzie has an announcement.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mackenzie Jones. This summer, I'm in Newsies, the musical with Grand Street, and Catherine Campbell wanted to casually get a group of people together if they wanted to go to the July 3rd. It's a Wednesday night. What is awesome about Wednesday nights at Grand Street now is it's pay your own price. So if you call or if you buy a ticket online, you get to select the price. If you want to go with your family and you don't want to pay $23 or $27, you can pay $10 a ticket. If you have more money and want to support and you want to pay $35 or more, you can do that. But it's a chance for families to go without feeling like they're spending so much money on a show. So July 3rd, we will send out an announcement more about what getting together looks like, but the goal is just a casual get-together before, and then you walk over to the Grand Street Theater and watch it together. Thank you.
Okay, other announcements?
Well, I want to say a little something, this being the last service of our spring session. And as your board chair, how much I appreciate the contributions, the presence, the love, the connection of the people in this congregation.